It all began as a quest for survival in those first tough years post-war. The pressing need to develop an export track record to qualify for government-controlled supplies of steel. The need to generate rapid cash flow to fund new car development. Most vital of all, the need to support a huge factory and workforce at Solihull. Whether by good luck or good timing, Maurice Wilkes, chief engineer at Rover, and his brother Spencer, the chairman, hit on the idea of a civilian, peacetime, go-anywhere vehicle. A concept to replace the Army surplus Willis and Ford Jeeps, put to use worldwide to help rebuild the agriculture and industry of war-ravaged countries. In just 5 months, the first prototypes of the project known from the start as the Land Rover are ready. There's urgency in the air. The Land Rover has to be shown internationally and quickly. The Amsterdam Motor Show, 30th of April 1948. Innovation takes the world stage. Land Rover is starkly practical in appearance, yet with distinctively purposeful good looks. Amidst motor industry talk of a people's car, the Land Rover is acclaimed for delivering all-purpose utility with efficient comfort and value. The Land Rover breaks the mold of conventional thinking, setting forever a benchmark in authentic four-wheel drive design and engineering. It has 2 ranges of gears, 4 high, 4 low, using a transfer box for maximum use of the engine torque. The backbone of the vehicle is an immensely strong box-section steel chassis with non-corroding aluminium alloy body panels and flooring, waterproofed wiring, and all-weather finishes inside and out. It's a vehicle that is extraordinarily fit for purpose because of the attention to detail of its engineers, including features like an oil bath air filter to keep out fine dust and sand, pressure water cooling to ensure the engine can run at full output over long periods, and a handbrake acting directly on the transmission to hold the vehicle securely on the steepest of inclines. The Land Rover Scene 2 has a breakthrough in accessibility and ease of maintenance. Just 15 minutes to remove the front, middle or rear body parts. From day one, the Land Rover has been designed as a multi-purpose vehicle system. With a winch, power takeoffs, center and rear, and the class-leading ability to tow loads of up to 800 kilograms or 1,800 pounds. Even now, it seems astonishing that so many new ideas were to be found in one vehicle concept. Ideas which have been crucial in shaping the future direction of all four-wheel drive design and engineering. Even as the Wilkes brothers were blazing a trail in technology, the world's adventurers and explorers were blazing new trails in Land Rovers through uncharted territory. As early as 1949, Colonel LeBlanc drove from Britain to Abyssinia. And in the 50s, men like Lawrence van der Post pioneered the use of Land Rovers for expeditions as he set out in search of Bushmen and the lost world of the Kalahari. The company showed flair and foresight. Expeditions reached inhospitable regions of the world and demonstrated the guts and capability of the product to potential customers. So, judicious support was given to professional explorations under the aegis of the Royal Geographical Society, for whom Land Rover remains a sponsor to this day. Promoted as the most versatile vehicle in the world, the Land Rover achieves global success because the company listens to its customers in developing the performance and capability of the product. With short and long wheelbase platforms, the half-ton lightweight designed for air transport and used by forces in 140 countries. And the radical forward control, an innovative approach to customer needs for more load space and increased payload. To prove the worth of the prototype, the Army tackles the breadth of the Sahara, making the west to east crossing from Dakar to the Red Sea a distance of 7,500 miles in just 100 days. Land Rovers have been built under license in over 30 countries, from Belgium to Peru, and exported to every single nation around the globe, helping to create the legend that for much of the world's population, the first vehicle they'd ever seen was a Land Rover. It's a vehicle which has become the servant of the world. Most companies would count themselves fortunate to have created one defining moment of automotive history. But Land Rover, now a separate company in all but ownership, is to repeat this feat in 1970, not by luck, but by judgment. Project Oyster, the 100-inch station wagon, was again the result of innovation. The first ever proper market research study undertaken in the USA. This predicted that the real potential for sales growth lay in the use of four-wheel drive vehicles for leisure and recreation, an emerging market tapped by functional estates like the Ford Bronco and Jeep Wagoneer, and by Toyota with the utility Land Cruiser. Back at Solihull, Gordon Bashford and Spen King grasped the potential of this insight, seizing the opportunity to create an entirely new vehicle concept that will combine the excellent off-road performance of the Land Rover with genuine on-road comfort and drivability. Progress is rapid from concept approval in January 1968, undertaken in great secrecy and with fanatical commitment. It creates an engineering package of world-class supremacy. A new long-travel suspension with low-rate coil springs and a self-leveling strut at the rear. Exhilarating power from the new lightweight 3.5-litre aluminium V8, delivering excellent on-road speed and acceleration, as well as torque at low revs for off-roading. Permanent four-wheel drive with a vacuum-controlled center differential for awesome grip, and disc brakes all round to give saloon-like stopping power. David Baish's masterful styling of the original Bashford King design creates these classic Range Rover lines, which win a Design Council Award and see Land Rover's flagship exhibited in the Louvre as an example of modern sculpture. At launch on the 17th of June 1970, Range Rover is a revolution in vehicle design and technology. Its breathtaking performance astonishes the world. Precise manners on-road with exceptional ride comfort and effortless motorway cruising at up to 90 miles per hour. Seemingly limitless potential off-road, exceeding even the ability of a Land Rover, still the world's benchmark in four-wheel drive. And progress on tarmac or cross-country, enjoyed from a commanding position in the driving seat, affording 360 degrees of airy visibility above the traffic and hedgerows. For a decade, Land Rover simply couldn't keep pace with demand. 100,000 Range Rovers were built, three-quarters of them going to customers outside the UK. Land Rover had achieved a double world first. Throughout the 80s, customer needs drive an accelerating program of development. Range Rover becomes an icon of British taste, an expression of intrinsic class, understated yet full of character, and a realistic alternative to the traditional luxury saloon. No competitor comes close to Range Rover's supremacy off-road, which is demonstrated time and time again in challenges of arduous endeavor. 1987 marks the return of Land Rover to the United States and renewed commitment to maintaining the company's leadership in four-wheel drive technology. The viscous coupling unit senses automatically when a wheel is losing traction and progressively locks the center differential to distribute torque equally to front and rear axles. A year later, the new 3.9 V8 engine is accompanied by a sophisticated 4-channel ABS system, operational at all speeds on and off-road, a world first for Land Rover. In 1993, with the launch of the 4.2-litre Vogue LSE, Land Rover introduces electronic traction control and the revolutionary electronic air suspension, both world firsts in four-wheel drive. And in 1994, Range Rover is the first four-wheel drive to feature driver and passenger airbags as standard, having carried out a brutal test regime to ensure that the bags are not accidentally deployed in violent off-road maneuvers. But between the two poles of Land Rover's world, the indomitable champion of all-terrain utility and the flagship of ultimate capability, the four-wheel drive market is changing yet again. And for the first time, it's owned by the Japanese. Manufacturers with enormous resources and sales muscle, producing vehicles like the Shogun, Trooper, and Patrol. These four-wheel drives are bought for the family as an essential part of their lifestyle, in image as much as function. Time is of the essence. This new market is growing fast. Land Rover establishes Project J with a brief to deliver a new leisure vehicle that will define the standards of an entire sector. A vehicle designed without compromise for the lives customers choose to lead in the 90s. A breakthrough multifunctional team approach is adopted, with designers and engineers alongside manufacturing and service people. By working on the project simultaneously instead of consecutively, Project J is taken from concept to launch in just 30 months, faster than any other European vehicle at the time. In parallel, a new diesel engine is developed, the 200 TDI, a high-speed direct-injection turbo diesel with intercooler. At the heart of the program, it's the needs of future customers which determine the shape, styling and specification of Project J. A multi-purpose leisure vehicle for activities, sports and adventure. On the 9th of September 1989, Discovery is unveiled at the Frankfurt Motor Show and receives acclaim for the innovation of its interior, earning Land Rover another Design Council Award. And when the world's press drive Discovery at Plymouth in October, the 200 TDI engine is a revelation. Best in class for top speed, torque, towing and fuel economy. In its first year of sales, Discovery outsells its nearest Japanese competitor by 3-1 in the UK, becoming the top-selling four-wheel drive leisure vehicle in Europe. The rapidity of Discovery's success transforms the Land Rover business. From a plant built to deliver 300 vehicles a week, Land Rover is shipping 1,800 a week by 1994, as the rollout of the product worldwide climaxes with Discovery's powerful debut on the American market.
It's already known for surviving virtually every form of driving torture known to man, except one.
Are we there yet? He's touching me.
Between 1990 and 1994, Land Rover's total production doubles from 60,000 to 120,000 units a year. Behind the scenes, however, the leaders of the business are tackling a challenge never before encountered at Land Rover. It's a challenge of unprecedented sensitivity, which demands extraordinary skills. It's the challenge of replacing a classic, the classic, the Range Rover. The original Land Rover, now called Defender, has been continuously evolved over 40 years. There's not one component on the vehicle unchanged, yet its shape is as distinctive as ever. Range Rover is loved by its loyalists, but the original design is now over 20 years old. To meet customer expectations of a luxury four-wheel drive in the 90s, the classic has to be replaced. But not so much replaced as recreated through evolution rather than revolution. New chassis, new engines, new steering, new axles front and rear, new suspensions. Underneath the skin of Range Rover, the designers and engineers adopt a radical approach. It's signaled to the customer in the revolutionary new H-gate control on the automatic transmission, a symbol of Land Rover's preeminence in four-wheel drive innovation. The new Range Rover will carry the crown of off-road supremacy with a total redefinition of on-road refinement and handling. But in updating Range Rover's classic lines, the design team take a more conservative approach, respecting the loyalty of owners. The story of Land Rover is a story of innovation, the brilliance of its engineers, the insight of its designers, the flair and foresight in marketing and communications, the understanding of customer needs for the future. By the late 90s, Land Rover's ability to challenge the conventions of design, push the boundaries of capability, and anticipate customers' needs becomes critical. Worldwide sales of sport utility vehicles are booming as more and more customers take their 4x4s on-road. In the US, SUV sales double from 1.7 million in 1995 to 3.4 million in 2000. Customers are now looking for on-road drivability as well as off-road functionality. A host of new competitors from volume and specialist manufacturers also arrive on the scene, all after a slice of the 4x4 market. Their arrival takes what was previously a niche sector into the mainstream. Land Rover knows that to maintain its competitive edge, it needs to take dramatic action. The launch of Freelander is Land Rover's response to the fast-growing small and medium sectors of the four-wheel drive leisure market. Highly volatile, highly competitive, it's a market without a leader, crowded with products from manufacturers who don't have Land Rover's credentials in four-wheel drive. It's an emerging market driven by legislative changes which threaten to penalize larger vehicles, bigger engines, and high fuel consumption, and where concern for the environment is limiting use of four-wheel drive vehicles. It's an emerging market in which young families and the young at heart are looking for the spirit of adventure, the thrill of driving a vehicle that has presence and relevance in the city and real ability to escape from it. Customers are looking for a means of enjoying a more active lifestyle, and they want something different. Freelander is the result of Land Rover's imagination and innovation. A design which takes the architecture of Land Rover forward for the future, with the chassis actually integrated within the monocoque body for high rigidity and torsional stiffness. Styling that draws on traditional Land Rover cues, but uses new materials for long-lasting durability. Under the tough, rugged exterior, there are yet more world firsts in technology for off-roading, such as hill descent control. Freelander introduces a radical approach to class domination, with the launch of two distinctively different vehicles off one platform. the three-door multi-purpose Champion with the striking softback, and the five-door station wagon design, something new that could only be a Land Rover. Freelander immediately becomes the best-selling 4x4 in Europe. At the same time as Land Rover celebrates its 50th anniversary. Freelander has made the legend of Land Rover vivid and relevant for a whole new generation of owners. Customers see Freelander as ideal for both work and leisure. Never before has a vehicle offered them this combination of fun and freedom, refinement and flexibility. As Freelander is rolled out worldwide, its development continues. Two new engines improve its drivability. The exceptionally small V6 2.5-litre offers sporty mid-range acceleration on-road, together with plenty of low-end torque for off-road performance. And the new TD4 2-litre direct injection diesel with state-of-the-art common rail technology is a class leader in power, acceleration and in quietness. Freelander is the first leisure compact 4x4 to offer a 5-speed automatic. And instead of a manual option for the V6, Land Rover brings real innovation to the compact segment with the first ever clutchless manual gear change in 4x4, called Command Shift. Freelander now offers customers the best of all worlds. The 5-door is a serious alternative to executive saloons and estates, MPVs and hatchbacks. The 3-door, a fun alternative to compact SUVs, coupes and sports saloons. At last, customers have a young urban vehicle which meets all of their needs. Freelander opens the door to the brand, offering thousands of customers an accessible and enjoyable entry point to the Land Rover experience. As Freelander leads the way in the compact leisure sector, Discovery is facing tough challenges to its own supremacy. By the late 90s, the full-size leisure sector is the toughest, most competitive arena in 4x4. New competitors, such as the Mercedes M-Class, the new Jeep Grand Cherokee, and the new Mitsubishi, are gunning for the top spot. Land Rover knows it needs to make radical improvements to Discovery's driving dynamics, refinement, control and safety. But it also knows that customers love the vehicle's iconic shape. The designers take an evolutionary approach to the styling. The engineers' response is revolutionary. They develop innovative technologies to enhance Discovery's capabilities. Active Corner Enhancement provides a breakthrough for the vehicle's on-road behavior. It limits roll-through cornering and gives Discovery an almost sporting feel on-road. Off-road, it improves the axle articulation and enables Discovery to break new ground. It's the first system of its kind to be applied to a four-wheel drive vehicle. The engineers also mastermind a new TD5 diesel engine. Powerful, clean, and packed with torque, it offers customers unbeatable fuel economy and low cost of ownership. New Discovery is hugely different under the skin. It is a credit to the brilliance of the Land Rover engineers who've developed systems which not only transform Discovery's on-road performance, but which also expand its abilities off-road. Determined to prove Discovery's revolutionary capabilities, robustness and quality, Land Rover puts it to the ultimate test. The company invites 25 automotive journalists to take the longest test drive ever, a circumnavigation of the globe. Teams of journalists participate in the 12 different stages. After 40,000 kilometers, New Discovery completes the longest test drive in history, arriving on cue at the Land Rover stand at the Paris Motor Show, ready for its official launch in September 1998. Journalists and customers alike are impressed by the vehicle's increased breadth of capability. Discovery reasserts its authority on the full-size leisure sector. Meanwhile, Land Rover's reputation for building go-anywhere vehicles is strengthened in the most challenging of circumstances. The rising conflict in the Balkans and Sierra Leone see thousands of Army specification Defenders, Defender Wolf, deployed to support the peacekeeping efforts. It's a testament to Defender's ruggedness and innovation that it remains the hero of troops and charioteers alike in countries as far afield as Kosovo and Cambodia, Australia and Afghanistan. Back in the domestic market, there are other forces at work. The way customers use their Defenders is changing. The ultimate utility vehicle begins to make an appearance around town. Land Rover recognizes an opportunity to take Defender into previously uncharted territory. Land Rover unveils its new concept for the workhorse of the brand. Extreme is designed to prove Defender's extreme capability and functional purpose with style. It's striking to look at, but Defender Extreme is the product of Land Rover's continued belief in limitless capability, rather than just the combination of styling cues and accessories. It's functional, funky, and formidable. Extreme forces customers to see Defender in a new light. As if to prove its hero status in every possible environment, Defender takes on a new role, as star of the big screen in the action-packed adventure film Tomb Raider. Limited edition Tomb Raider models are sold in 22 markets. More than 50 years on, the original Land Rover's purposeful styling is still turning heads, a symbol of authenticity for a new generation. At the other pole of Land Rover's world, the decision has already been taken to reinvest in Range Rover and build an all-new flagship model, a vehicle which will excite customers around the world. A vehicle which will create envy amongst manufacturers such as Mercedes, BMW and Lexus. It's a difficult challenge. For the last 30 years, Range Rover has defined the luxury off-roader. It has been at the cutting edge of technological innovation, a unique vehicle that delivers a unique experience. The designers look beyond the conventional towards a variety of unusual sources for inspiration. The distinctive vertical and horizontal lines of the Rover powerboat, with its strong transom, makes a big impression on the development of the exterior styling. The attention to detail on the Lumar pulleys used in sailing inspire a commitment to match function with beautiful form and finish. And the designers build upon the pedigree of the classic, taking the iconic design into the future. The end result is unmistakably a Range Rover. The new vehicle is instantly recognizable with its distinctive new front and rear headlight design and striking side vents visible from 50 meters. Traditional materials such as burr walnut are treated in completely new ways and combined with contemporary finishes. A choice of seat styles, interior colors and fascia materials work together to create a range of interiors, each with its own distinct ambience. And the horizontal and vertical lines you'd expect from the interior are retained, together with the command driving position, offering customers a different perspective on the world. The cabin is unlike any other. It is a masterpiece of design flexibility. The mix of materials is so unique that the world's press describe it as the best ever made. Top Gear magazine says it has the best interior of any car on the market. The Sunday Times calls it the most exquisitely judged cabin of any car on sale. And Auto, Motor und Sport says the attention to detail is second to none. Under the skin, the engineers bring together their extensive knowledge of electronics and driving dynamics to create super systems of technological innovation. Control systems such as hill descent control, dynamic stability control, four-wheel electronic traction control, and an interlinking electronic air suspension work together to ensure that the vehicle stays on track even in the most challenging conditions. Braking systems such as ABS and electronic brake distribution combine to give the vehicle unprecedented stopping power. And a monocoque body delivers outstanding driving refinement. After 5 years of development and a £1 billion investment, the highest ever in the UK for a single new model, new Range Rover is launched on the 15th of March 2002. Customers respond immediately. Over half of the first year's volume is sold before the vehicle even comes to market. Not only is new Range Rover one of the most advanced 4x4s in the world, it is also one of the world's best luxury cars. The best off-road and one of the best on-road. It defines its own segment in the marketplace and redefines the pinnacle of that marketplace. New Range Rover brings added appeal to the brand and attracts more customers into the Land Rover experience. Discovery, particularly, enjoys the added prestige and desirability which the flagship brings, as the new 2003 model adopts the same distinctive family face. The result of a $30 million investment, new 2003 Discovery is the most significant development of the vehicle since Series 2 was introduced in 1998. The iconic design, loved so much by customers, is refreshed. The interior styling is given a more contemporary and upmarket feel. And the vehicle's breadth of capability is refined. There are over 700 changes and a host of new features. All are aimed at enhancing the customer's driving experience and redefining the vehicle's core position in the premium SUV market. Land Rover has created the perfect opportunity to encourage customers to rediscover discovery. For the next 50 years, Land Rover's unswerving commitment to satisfy the most demanding of customers is set to continue. New Range Rover is the first of 5 all-new products to be developed within 5 years. Behind the scenes, products are now being developed which push the boundaries of technology, design and engineering even further. Products which will transform the model range. Products which will energize the Land Rover experience for generations to come.